extra, read all about it. Get your copies while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
Are you ready for a little truth? Are we not entertained? Wisdom is the proper use of knowledge and experience. There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. It's showtime! So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into. Now that's entertainment. Enlighten me a little. What you say is quite logical. And what did we learn? Prepare yourself for a little sensory overload. I came here for the truth. 7 years ago. Stand by the roll show intro. Roll show intro in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.
Hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show. I am Craig L. Hayes. Today is the 31st of January, 2025. We're about to wrap up the month and get into February. And let me see, Valentine's, and I don't know of anything else that we got to talk about on that. But anyways, today's topic, subject, whatever we want to call it, is going to be about the 3 nominees that President Trump is having the hardest time to get approved by the Senate, and why. There's a lot of stuff going on, folks. There's a lot of corruption. And all we have to understand is this. The 3 people that I'm going to talk about are Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, and Rfkjr Jr. Why are they having so much difficulty getting through their prospective nominees and nominations? It's very simple, because those 3, if you look at it, Tulsi Gabbard is probably in the most difficult of the 3 positions, and probably should be the most concerned about her well-being and her family's well-being than anybody else. Because who is she going up against? She is going up against the intelligence industry, the CIA, the NSA, all divisions of those that do a couple things. Well, the things that they're supposed to do, CIA is supposed to be looking out for criminals across our oceans and out of this country and trying to find out who's trying to harm us. That's their job. Their job is not that difficult on finding our enemies. The NSA is supposed to be listening to everything they can outside of our borders. But we know both of these organizations are inside of our borders, listening in on, spying on, and doing very corrupt things to the American people. And even if you're an American citizen, happen to travel to, I don't know, England or Australia, New Zealand, and such, and you make a call home, they're going to be listening to what you have to say, even though you're an American citizen. Now, I don't have a problem with the NSA and that listening in on everybody in the Middle East, everybody in Asia, and almost everybody down in South or Central America. That's their jobs, be listening for threats to this nation. But they don't consider their job just to be outside the border of the United States. CIA is like that too. They always say that we can't have any operations inside the borders of the United States, but you know they do. The intelligence agencies that Tulsi Gabbard is going to be overseeing are the ones that make up and do nefarious things against the people of this country. You can ask Donald Trump about that. How many national intelligence officers, operatives, signed a letter, 51 of them, saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian hoax, only to know that we all know now that it was the Bible, it was all the information, it was the Rosetta Stone of the Biden crime family. And yet these people try to make it so that the Bidens never had to see any kind of crime, criminal activities prosecuted for or anything like that. It's very simple. She's going into agencies that are not there for the American people. They are there for them. She is going to oversee the criminal activities, the black op operations that have been taking place, and expose them and hopefully name the people in it. Why don't they want them in there? Well, you have to ask yourself a couple questions on all of these candidates. We'll get to that question, and the same questions can be on for all of them. They do not want to be held to the light of day for all the corrupt and treacherous, treasonous, traitorous, whatever you want to call it, activities they've been participating in. The senators, every single one that votes against Tulsi Gabbard is part of that corrupt D.C. swamp. They're all part of it. So, every Republican should be voting for Tulsi Gabbard to bring this corruption to the light of day. We know the Democrats will not vote for her, even though she's a Democrat, because they hate her that she's going to be doing just that. They love darkness. They're part of that corrupt DC swamp, as is anybody who votes against her. Just so all these senators know, we're watching. We, the people who elected Donald Trump as president, are watching. And we will not forget how you vote, regardless what you say, why. There's already several of you, Collins, Murkowski, you're all pretty much just evil, corrupt people too, to just go along and vote like Democrats most of the time and try to say that people like Pete Hegseth isn't qualified to be in there, when in reality you know that it's because he is not a war hawk. He does not want his soldiers going to war unless they absolutely have to, and he knows the disgusting stuff that's gone on in the Pentagon, in the Department of Defense. He's going to overturn that stuff, and he's going to find out what's going on, and he's going to take and make it brought into the light. See another theme here. Anytime you bring things into the light, they do not like it. They're like cockroaches. They don't like the light. So basically, Tulsi Gabbard is having to put up with U.S. senators acting like they care about this country and acting like she's some kind of a threat, acting like that she's going to do something bad. Well, she is. She's going to do something terrible. She's going to do something horrible. She's going to bring in the light of day. And if you're part of that cabal that has been working to destroy this country, you're going to end up in prison. So maybe she should be given a full ride into her position so that she can take and find you scumbags and put you in prison, because that's where you belong. And I'm so tired of hearing these people talk about others when it's them that are doing the crimes. She's having to put up with the deep state lies. Remember, the deep state has two parts to it. It has the senator scumbags that are giving her a bad time because she wants to fix things in America. Their staffs, their people, other Democrats around the country, egging them on to stop this. And it also has the unelected branch of government, the part of the government that's always there, the unelected bureaucrats, the unelected workers. That's the deep state right there. And she's going to have to fight the intelligence people. Not that they're intelligent, but their job is to collect intelligence and present it to the president. And they lie, and they start troubles all over the world without the permission of the United States, without the permission of the president, just to start trouble up and make things operate the way they want them to. They're unelected, and they look at people like you and I as idiots. That our job is there to make sure that they keep their job, and that we need to do the things they want us to do. Boy, do they have it backwards. Tulsi Gabbard needs to go in as a disruptor. She needs to go in and disrupt everything she can, get to the bottom of all these things, and make it known to the American people just how corrupt these agencies are and how much your rights and my rights are violated by them daily. Oh, these people. Do we want the status quo? Because if what I'm saying here really bothers you, and you like the way things are being run, then you like the status quo. Is that what we did? My fellow Republicans, some Democrats, some independents, all of you and I who voted for Donald Trump to be Jesus in the temple and overturn the tables and get to the bottom of the problems, that's what we elected you for. We don't want the status quo. 77 million of us said, turn them damn tables over and find out what's going on. So that's where we're at right now on this thing. Remember, it's just not Tulsi Gabbard. Even though she probably has the most dangerous of all of those places, she is not alone. They are worried about Kash Patel also. Why would they be worried about the guy who's going to run the FBI? Because we're going to get to finally see and have an investigation, and all those people who willingly, joyfully, happily weaponized that agency against Donald Trump and the American people are going to be exposed. The deep state is in deep trouble. The deep state is in deep disrepair. These people are scared because they know if the light of day comes out, they're going to prison. And it's exactly where they belong. These are people who swore oath and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and then violated that oath in every part of the Constitution and let the federal government be weaponized against the American people. And didn't do it out of a sense of duty. They did it gleefully, joyfully, happily, wanting to take down the President of the United States, or a former President of the United States, or people who prayed outside of an abortion clinic, or people, well, I'm not going to say that part. Anyways, that's why they're scared of Kash Patel. The other one is RFK Jr. They, meaning Big Pharma, Big Food, are scared to death of him. For 20 to 30 years, that man has been preaching we need to make our country healthy again and quit relying on pharmaceuticals and vaccinations to try to keep us healthy. We need healthy food. We need healthy medicines. Everything needs to be health driven. So that's where we're heading with him. And he's going to take and show everybody just who these people are. You know, when President Eisenhower left the White House, his farewell was basically, I think that was 1960. Yeah, 1960, I think it was. His farewell, he warned us against the military-industrial complex. But remember, he also reminded us to beware of the education-industrial complex, amongst others. We can obviously say right now we have to be worried and concerned and warned about the food and drug industrial complexes, the intelligence industrial complexes, the welfare industrial complex, these are all people who make billions and billions of dollars that don't want to see that interrupted. And that's what we put President Trump in there for. We want him to take and stop it. We want him to take and send the people there so we can see just how bad it is, so we can do what's necessary to correct the course of the ship. If it wasn't just about money, then why and how did the military over the years lose $600 billion? They don't know where it's at. How do you lose $600 billion? I mean, lost. Not like it was put into the wrong account. There's $600 billion that have disappeared just in the military. How many billions have been lost through the intelligence agencies? How many billions of dollars have been seized illegally or confiscated or disappeared within the justice system, the welfare system? Any one of these things, HHS, etc., any one of these departments that have billions of dollars pouring into them, there's money being stolen out of them and pumped directly somewhere else. And here's my thought on that. There's no difference between those places losing this money, which I find it amazing that we have even accountants that can't find the money. It's like, well, we sent you this much money. Where's this other $600 billion? Oh, we don't know. Well, okay. Well, how about starting throwing some generals in prison? How about start throwing everybody, administrators, anybody above a certain level in the Pentagon needs to go to prison? How about anybody that's in charge of purchasing, anybody that's in charge of, they need to go to prison. And the same thing needs to be done with everybody in any other organization. You lose one penny, you go to prison. Let's make it simple. Lose one penny, you go to prison. Like the $200 billion we spent in Ukraine, which is the total BS. $200 billion for that little crap country. All that is a money laundering system for the Democrat Party and for some Republican rhinos who have made nothing but money through that place. It's the most corrupt country in Europe. Did they deserve to be invaded? I don't know. Probably not. But was it our job to give them $200 billion? No, absolutely not. We should have not given them one penny. We should have let Europe deal with this one. Tell Europe, well, they're in your backyard. Deal with it. If you don't want Russia in there, deal with it. No, we had to throw $200 billion at them. That has probably ended up back in the coffers of the Democrat Party or senators or anybody else, probably in every non-government organization, directly or indirectly affiliated, aligned with the Democrat Party. $200 billion. How much do you think they've actually spent on fighting the Russians? Probably 20 billion, 50 billion. So where's the other 100? Oh, that's right. They also gave them billions of dollars to pay their police, fire departments, teachers, education system, and take and pay for their pensions and support. We have military men here in this country that are living on the streets, and yet we're paying the retirement facilities and pensions in Ukraine. Are you out of your frickin' mind? That's how corrupt these people are. They hate America. And they don't make any bones about it. Do they try to hide it? No, they just keep voting for more and more and more. So that's where we're at on this program here. And I want you to remember one other thing. And I'm not going to do another story on this one, another show today, but I'm just going to do this one. All we have to do is remember this. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. It has been around since 1965 during the Johnson presidency. Back then we called it affirmative action. But in the last 4 years, under the worst president of the United States history, the most corrupt president in United States history, the most senile president in United States history, the most lecherous, pedophile, sexual predator we've ever had in the White House, probably. This really took off to where it went from trying to uplift minorities to blatant discrimination against whites, especially white males. Thank heaven that piece of garbage as president is no longer there. And we got somebody in there that's going to take and fix these things as best as he can. My question to you, the people who think like I do and believe like I do, what are we doing to support him? Are you writing your senators? I do. I'm getting on their ass every chance I get now. The Democrats hate us. The Democrats hate this country. They hate America. They hate the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, unless they can use the Bill of Rights against us. We must support every single nominee for cabinet positions and other departments that President Trump puts in or sends up for a confirmation. Get on the phone, get on your computer, send emails, send whatever you need to, and let them know we're watching them. You can be nice about it. Probably be nicer than I am about it, because I'm pretty blunt with these guys. I have no respect for politicians. I have a great deal of respect for the office of presidency and other offices, but I have no respect for politicians. What was it once said? I can't remember who said this, but it was the lowest life form on the planet. Our politicians, and the lowest of them are liberal politicians, known as Marxists or whatever. Anyway, folks, please understand the reason that there's so much pushback from the Democrats and some rhinos is they are part of the corruption and don't want to be seen and associated with what they have done. That's why they're fighting so hard. And this may be on the last breaths. They may be gasping for air now because they see what's happening. And I think they're terrified and they're cornered. And you have to be careful, because cornered animals come out even more vicious, and they are getting cornered because all around them, all these nominees are doing the same thing. going to fix some systems, and they're going to take and end the corruption and put the light of day on all this. Stand with them. I stand with every senator that votes for the nominees and stands firmly with them. You rhinos, I think you're a lower life form and bigger scumbags than the Democrats. And I have no respect at all for Democrats. None whatsoever. So anyways, that's pretty much this show on the 31st of January, 2025. I'm going to take a week out of here and go back down to Vegas and do about 6 to 8 interviews and get probably about 25 episodes out of all of that. And for the Craig L. Hayes Show, with interviewing people that are in showbiz and work behind the scenes. That's going to be a blast. Stand strong. Make your voice heard. We outnumber them. We are proud to be Americans. They hate being Americans. We are bold and strong. They are cowards and bullies. Don't be timid with them. Tell your senators and congressmen, anybody back there, get on the damn Trump train or get the hell out of the way. Or go stand on the track so we can run you over. That would even be better. Crush you into little fine powder. Oh. Anyways, folks, please, 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 fight, fight, fight. That's the only job we can do is fight. Make your voice heard. Tell your senators what they need to be doing. They're not going to do it most of the time. They're going to ignore you. But that's okay. We're keeping track. And the primaries are coming up. And we're going to work hard, give money, and do anything we can to get rid of you low-life scumbag rhinos. We want you to go join the scumbag Democrat Party, the evil scumbag Democrat Party. And we want you Republicans to turn it back into the party of Lincoln, of Reagan, and now, by popular vote, the party of Donald Trump. God bless America. God bless every one of us fighting for the liberty, freedom, and the future of this nation. I do it, and I want to put my voice out there and anything else I can do because I have children and grandchildren, and I want this country to be better than it's been for the last 4 years and then the 8 years of idiot Barack Obama. We have to fix it. Barack Obama said, "Oh, we're 5 days away from having the transformation of America." Yeah. You're right, but it's going to be now. We're going to transform it back to what it was supposed to be, a nation of freedom, liberty, rights, and the government will be put into little boxes where they're kept under lock and key and doing what they're supposed to do. And we're going to fire 1 million to 1.5 million of you federal employees because basically we don't need you. We don't need that many. Quit spending money. Quit wasting money. Get these people out of here. Fix this country. The time is short. There's little remaining. Get it fixed. Help the good ones. Oppose the bad ones. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Until then, hey, Talbot, take me out of here.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.